Here's how I never run out of email ideas. I'll be going through the exact 4 frameworks that we follow to create 10 to 20 new emails every month for each of our clients at our agency. I'm Nikita from aspectagency.com, and let's jump right in. Just how we have the upside down pyramid for content writing, we have a similar framework for idea generation, and I call it the bubble. First, we look inwards, then outwards, and lastly, general content. So we analyze the brand content first, and seeing if there's any ideas that we can pull from existing content that's already out there and try and repurpose them into email. This could be as simple as recipes for food and beverage brands, style tips for fashion brands, or activity ideas for any outdoors brands. Next, we'll go through products and any testimonials about the brand. So this means Trustpilot, Google reviews, or any specific product testimonials. If it's a positive testimonial, it'll help us show how the customer is using the product and any positive sentiment that we can highlight or pull from it to create an email. If it's a negative testimonial, then we can try and spin it to highlight some objection handling for future emails, or see if there's a funny way that we can spin it, similar to how Liquid Death does it with their ads. I remember working with a dental brand in the past, and one of the testimonials that we got was our dog ate our retainer. Now, we used this as a silly example and created it into a campaign of my dog ate my retainer to basically remind people to resubscribe and to repurchase a new retainer, and it got about $1,500 in email revenue. So no matter how silly the testimonial is, you can always spin it towards something positive. Time to look outside of our brand and go through some frameworks on direct and indirect competition. The first thing we do whenever we bring on a new client, we want to ask them who their direct and indirect competitors are. Direct is a brand who's selling the exact same product as the client, and indirect is a brand who's solving similar problems to the client.
Same, but different.
Similar how we did content research on our own brand, we want to do the same framework here as well, going through some of our direct and indirect competitors and seeing what kind of blogs, what kind of testimonials, and what kind of customer sentiment are they having when dealing with a competitor or indirect competitor brand. And after we've exhausted that, we move on to the next step. And just like how Facebook and Instagram have their meta ads library to spy on competition, we have something similar set up, and that's our Aspect Burner email account. Here we have an inbox that collects all emails from all direct and indirect competition in one central place and automatically categorizes them based on niche and client, so it's easy to find. Now here's the fun part. When you have so many clients to manage, over time this inbox will accumulate so many emails. We not only get idea inspiration from direct and indirect competition, we also get inspiration from niches and industries that are completely unrelated to what our client is selling. This helps us get so many more ideas because something completely unrelated could be turned into something that is a really, really good email in our niche. For example, we were trying to get a few ideas for a dog brand that we were managing, but an email concept from a fashion brand lands in our inbox, and that can inspire us to create a concept that we've never even thought of or has never even been used in our industry before. Now, there's other tools that can help you do this as well that doesn't require setting up an inbox and waiting a couple weeks till that inbox gets filled in. Like Really Good Emails is a fantastic resource for this. And then you also have design tools like Behance and Pinterest to go through and sort of open up your brain to more ideas that you can generate from other email examples. Now we want to get outside of our bubble of the brand, our competitors, and step into the shoes of our customer and see what they research before they buy. At this point, people do their own research before buying anything from a brand new brand that they've never heard of. The places that they most likely go to are Reddit, Quora, sometimes Facebook groups, and using common sense here, we want to ask questions about our product or about our industry that'll help solve a customer problem and see if we can pull any information or any potential ideas from there. So for example, when you look up best deodorant to use for men with the keyword Reddit attached at the end of it, we can see a plethora of content and comments that we can pull from, whether it's common questions about if there's aluminum in the deodorant or objections that we can use to create an email topic around it. And the same goes for current events, current memes, and current trends going on. Like right now, the Olympics are happening and there's a ton of buzz around the whole event and spectacle, from memes all the way up to just feats of athleticism that have never been seen before. And if your brand has any similarities that you can create between what's going on in current events, that's when you're going to get a lot of ideas to create just general topics that you can stay in the trend. One last thing you can do see if your brand aligns with any current holidays. Now, we use a website called National Day Calendar to see if there's any calendar days that come up and align with our brand to send out an email. And National Day Calendar aggregates all different types of holidays that go on around the country and around the world that can help spark any ideas. So like if you run a baking brand, you can use National Baking Day as an email idea. Or if you sell shoes, you can use National Running Day as, again, another excuse to pop into people's inboxes. Lastly, I got 2 different ways that we can use ChatGPT to superpower our campaign ideation. Number 1, we want to plug in a good amount of customer testimonials, 15 to 20 if you can fit them, into ChatGPT and have it analyze that customer sentiment and see what are the common things that people like, what common things people don't like, and see where we can grasp some campaign ideas to handle objections or to inspire people to utilize the product in different ways. So here's the prompt that we're going to use. We're going to use CrossNet in this example, and I'll just post their story, and then we'll go ahead and just go to their main thing. I clicked on reviews to pull up their main review dashboard, copy, and then paste. Now it's going to come out with positive sentiment and negative sentiment.
2 hours later.
Okay, great. And we can take a look. Positive sentiment. Many customers, especially those who eventually received the correct or complete order, expressed that they and their families enjoyed playing CrossNet. So there is a great example that we can use is get the family together. You haven't seen your distant family in a while. Let's get your family together and play a game of CrossNet together. It's fun and appeals to both kids and adults. So you can now have a little bit more time and play with your children. Like if you're a busy adult, you can spend some time with your kids. Some examples like this thing is awesome. We love playing, great fun for pool and all skill levels. So now you can actually take it into the water. That's another email example that you can use. Granddaughter loved it. So great example if you have an older audience and you want it as like a gifting angle. So like give your grandchildren the gift of outside activity or playing with the CrossNet. Customer service issues. So there's a lot of customer service issues that they've faced recently. So we've tried since August to get our CrossNet. The set we received is missing parts and we still do not have what we bought. Customer service is slow. So that's one thing that we can highlight as an objection handle of like we just improved our customer service. Maybe that's something that you can highlight and be more vulnerable about in your emails of like we're slowly improving our customer service to make sure that everyone gets their order correctly. Using this to improve your product and obviously improve on your shipping times, but also using this to send out an email to people that have ordered in the past of like, hey, our shipping times have improved and we're actually getting better at it. So we're working on improving our product and our customer experience. Number 2 is problem solution framework. Now, I actually learned this from Phil Rivers, who ran Tetra Marketing. And here we want to get basic topic pillars about what our customer ideally wants when using our product and drill down further on each subtopic until we have a good amount of ideas that we can pull from and create emails out of. Here's the prompt that we're going to be using. What topics are most important to target market who are trying to get to their goal? So to beginner runners who are trying to finish their first marathon. So now it's going to list out a bunch of different topics that we can utilize here. You know, training plans, nutrition and hydration, injury prevention, mental prep. So there's a lot of different things that go into running a marathon. And if you're working on, you know, a supplement that helps with marathon prep, so we can just go through next for the topic of, you know, nutrition and hydration, list potential subtopics for further discussion. Essentially, we have a lot of different topics that we can use here that cover what our product might be solving. Now, we can even take this further for the subtopic, what are common fears, frustrations, and aspirations? Return your answers in a person's own words like you would get in a survey or product review. Let's talk about race day nutrition. Now it's going to spit out a lot of common fears, common frustrations, and all of these we can use to create different email topics. So we have, I'm worried that I'll eat the wrong thing before the race and end up with an upset stomach. What if I get nauseous from energy gels? I've never tried them before and I'm afraid they'll mess me up. That's a perfect email right there, especially if you're selling energy gels. And essentially the goal here is to go through the customer's mind and see exactly what they're thinking about and how we can use those aspirations, fears, frustrations in order to handle objections, but also help support them during their marathon or whatever problem that they're trying to solve in their life. That's pretty much it. I hope you learned something new today. And if you liked the video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this every week, hit that subscribe. Now there's another video that I made right here last week that I think you're going to really like. So go ahead and check that out and I'll see you in the next one.